Hi there, my name is Ron Rogers, and this video shows some differing views of aerobatics flying in my Great Lakes biplane. Now, thanks everybody who gave me their comments on the views they liked. Everybody liked all the various views except for the strut forward, which makes a lot of sense because that wasn't one of my favorites either. But here's a view that they liked. I'm going to start off with that from the side, and especially the comment of doing aerobatics. Okay, pulling up into the loop here, and you can see looking left and right to check the wing tips, making sure your wings are level, and then when you come over the top you can throw your head back. Not too much other use of the controls in this except for the elevator, and I like going into one loop right into the next, and you see very little elevator input is necessary. It's kind of interesting to get a 3G pull there. You lighten it over the top and load it back up, and now we go right into aileron roll. Heels on the horizon, and you see the ailerons coming in there. A little bit of rudder to coordinate. Doesn't take a whole bunch. You've got a fair amount of speed because you enter this at 120 miles per hour. And now we'll pull up into another one. Actually, this is an Immelman we're pulling up into, and now there you notice the rudder coming in, and the aileron, you got to use opposite aileron to counteract the rolling tendency of the rudder. Now back up into another hammerhead. I like these maneuvers because there's a lot of timing here. About the time you run out of airspeed, you put the rudder in and you put the ailerons to counteract it. I was a little slower that time, so you can see there's a little more aileron in there, and the Great Lakes has 4 coupled ailerons. Here we're coming around. We're just going to reposition to do some more aerobatics. Clear the area, which is of course always important. It's fairly busy out where I'm in Lake in the Hills. A lot of student training. Now we're going to come up, and this is going to be an Immelman. Max Immelman invented this, World War I. You get up there and you roll, and you notice we're slow, so a lot more rudder is necessary to help with the roll. Now we're going to do a split S, power to idle, do a half roll, load it back up into the 3Gs, coming back around. Now the view that's coming up next is over my left ear looking forward. This seemed to be one of the favorite views because it gives the pilot's perspective of the maneuvers, although you can't see the control inputs quite as well. And I got a little bug spot there, but here I'm looking forward at the line. Now I'm pulling into a loop, and you notice I look left and right to make sure my wingtips are level, and then as I pull through inverted, I can pick up the road again, steer towards it if I need to make a correction for being off or for crosswind, pull right back up into the loop again, checking left and right as I do, coming on back on through. Now here I'm pulling up into a hammerhead. I love this maneuver. Just about since you're running out of airspeed, left rudder, right aileron so you don't roll over, and you get a nice vertical line. Hold it for a second, pull it back on through, back on up into another Immelman. Wait till the airspeed just about goes to 0, rudder, opposite aileron, bring it back on through, point the nose down. That's the fun part where you're pointing straight down. Pulling it back on out. What a fun time on a beautiful day. And here we go again. Coming through on the line. Vertical. Pulling back up. Now here's a view from the tail area. This you can see all 4 ailerons, and we're coming up into the loop here again. You notice it doesn't take a whole bunch of aileron to keep it level if you get a nice, symmetrical entry, and there I'm pulling back to the line, coming back in with the G, 3G, and pulling right back up into another loop. Loops are really quick in this airplane. You enter them 120 miles per hour. It's a 3G pull. It's not like in the T-38 where it was 500 knots, took 10,000 feet, and it was a 6G pull. And now there's a roll. Heel on the horizons. There's the aileron in. Doesn't take much. The ailerons are very powerful. Yeah, slightly off the line, correcting back. Here I go. Let's do another hammerhead here. Rolling on over. You see the ailerons in there to counteract the roll tendency from the rudder. And we're pulling back up into another one. And there we go. There the aileron comes in to keep you from going over on your back, which would be kind of, not the most pleasant. Now I'm going to pull up and I'm going to do a hammerhead to the right. You're countering, or you're fighting against the P factor with the engine, which makes it a little bit difficult there. And yeah, that was kind of sloppy. I'm going to redo that one. So let's get on a line here. Now we're going to pull back up. And again, it takes a lot more rudder to the right because of that P factor. Ailerons to counteract it. Coming back to the vertical line. Now we're going to pull back up again. Vertical. One more here. Ailerons come in. And now you pull it on out. And this is an Immelman. You see the roll there, the ailerons coming in. I got a little slow in the nose drop there. It's best if you want to keep it nose right up on the horizon. So let's do that again. Stop it. Get the roll in there. Okay, forward stick. Now coming back. There, that's a little bit better. That's the fun thing about doing aerobatics. You can go out and practice forever, and you can get so much flying done in such a little amount of time, really, because it goes pretty quickly. You can get a pretty good workout, especially for somebody who's over 70. There, nice little roll on the Immelman, coming back out. I've been doing aerobatics for over 50 years and just love it. Now there's a split S. You pull the power back, you roll it, and then you pull on through, coming back in on 3 Gs. Pull it on back up. And just doing a little clearing turn for fun. Checking out the airspace. Pulling up into another loop and through. Immelman, excuse me. Stop here with the roll. Of course, an Immelman is just the first half of a loop, ending with an aileron roll on the top. There we go again. You can see the ailerons come in, all 4 ailerons, all linked together. And just a few clearing turns before we go into the final view, which is a camera mounted on the forward strut looking back. And in this view that we're going to see now, you get a better view of the rudder. Pulling up into the loop here, you see checking both wingtips as I'm coming up. Pulling it on through. Coming back up into another loop. Now this is where we come up into a hammerhead. See the rudder come in? Doing one to the left, which is the easiest way to do it with the P factor off the engine. Pulling back up, checking the wingtips. Checking the where I'm going to go. Getting slow, putting in the rudder in. Over it comes. Little vertical line. Pulling back up. Checking the wingtips. And now doing an Immelman. You can barely see the rudder move in that. And doing a roll. A little bit of rudder in the roll as we get slow to bring it on around. Getting a little airspeed again. And I hope you enjoyed these various views of my Great Lakes with the various aerobatic maneuvers. And I'll have more for you later. Thanks for watching.